Archangel Michael says, if you don't leave now, they'll use your loyalty to destroy your future. This message is not here to entertain you. It's here to interrupt you. Something is moving in the spirit realm, and Archangel Michael is stepping in to speak, not because you are weak, but because you are far more powerful than they expected you to realize. There has been a silent warfare occurring beneath the surface of your relationships, and while your heart has been focused on healing, someone else's heart has been planning your delay. What once felt like loyalty now feels like captivity. What you once called connection now looks more like manipulation. And the reason you feel tired in their presence is because your spirit has started recognizing what your heart refuses to accept. Archangel Michael sees the internal tug-of-war that you've been battling with. Your soul has cried out for clarity, and this word is your confirmation. You were not called to suffer in silence to keep peace with people who secretly rejoice in your stagnancy. You were not created to be the foundation for someone else's empire while your dreams lay dormant. The truth is, your loyalty has become your greatest liability. And if you don't discern the warning now, they will use your devotion as the very chain that holds you back from your divine assignment. This is a message for the loyal ones, the givers, the peacekeepers, the silent warriors who carry the weight of others while dragging their own broken pieces behind them. Archangel Michael says the time is urgent. If you don't leave now, your spirit will begin to shrink in environments no longer meant for your elevation. You've already outgrown this connection. Your energy has already detached. But your compassion, your hope for change, is what they are using to keep you tied. You must hear this clearly. They know you won't walk away easily. And so, they've started using that very hesitation to position you as the scapegoat, the helper, the placeholder for their failures. But heaven is no longer silent. The atmosphere is shifting. The alarms have been sounded. And Archangel Michael is here now to lead you out, before they use your heart to destroy your destiny. Archangel Michael says, if you don't leave now, they'll use your loyalty to destroy your future. You've been hearing the whisper. You've been feeling the pressure. You've been sensing that something unseen is shifting around you. And you're right. You are not imagining it. You are not overthinking. You are not too emotional. You are being spiritually warned. Because where your body stands may still feel familiar, but where your spirit is going now demands disconnection from what once felt like home. A new atmosphere is trying to be born around you, but it cannot fully emerge until the false security you've been clinging to finally falls away. Heaven is not asking you to be reckless. Heaven is asking you to be obedient. Obedient to that inner alarm you've ignored one too many times. Obedient to the signs that show up in conversations that no longer nourish your soul. Obedient to the way your body tightens, your chest clenches, your breath shortens when you're around certain people. Yes, that's not random. That's the Holy Spirit speaking through your biology. It's the divine telling you, this is no longer safe. It's time to leave. Archangel Michael is speaking through this word now, and it is not by chance that you are listening. There is a clock ticking in the spirit. Within the next 72 hours, you will be presented with a choice. Maybe it will come as a conversation, an argument, an unexpected silence. Maybe it will come as a gut punch moment of realization when you finally say, I don't recognize myself anymore. When that moment arrives, you will either answer the call to liberation, or stay locked in the illusion of obligation. One choice leads to peace. The other leads to delay, heartbreak, and spiritual suffocation. You were not meant to suffer in places that cannot honor your truth. You were not made to be a bandage for wounds they don't want to heal. You are not here to carry the weight of people who only see you as a convenience. You are here on divine assignment, and Archangel Michael is clearing the path. But make no mistake, the door will not stay open forever. There is urgency in the spirit. If you don't move soon, you'll be left managing the ruins of something that was never built to last. This is the divine rescue. This is the spiritual alert. This is the final wake-up call before the fallout. And Archangel Michael, with his flaming sword of truth, is guarding your way out. Not because you're in danger of punishment, but because you're in danger of settling. And heaven will not let you miss what's coming next. You are protected, but protection must partner with movement. Divine covering must align with your yes, and your yes to freedom will echo through eternity. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 777 is covering your next step. There is something brewing behind your back that your spirit has already begun to detect. You feel it in the pauses, the forced smiles, the strange silence that falls when you enter the room. You feel it in how their energy shifts when your name is brought up, in how your presence has started to disturb those who once celebrated you. They used to clap for you. Now they copy you, mock you, watch you like a threat. And the truth is, you haven't changed, you've grown. And your growth is terrifying to those who plan to keep you small. Archangel Michael reveals, a conversation has already started without you in the room. But you were the topic. Your silence is being twisted. Your love is being mocked. Your loyalty is being used to script a narrative that benefits them but betrays you. Someone hath been rewriting the story while you're still living it. You trusted them with your secrets, but they only held them long enough to weaponize them. You confided in them out of love, but they stored your vulnerability like ammunition. And now, in the hidden spaces you cannot yet hear, your character is being slowly unraveled, thread by thread. But heaven hears what you do not. Heaven sees the glances you missed, the private messages you weren't meant to see, the laughs that echoed after you left the room. Archangel Michael says, this is not paranoia. This is prophecy. Your discernment has been activated because dissection has taken root. There is a person, or more than one, who has misinterpreted your stillness as ignorance. They believe your silence is approval. They believe your kindness is blindness. But Archangel Michael has been watching, and now he is intervening. You've given second chances. You've overlooked the inconsistencies. You've convinced yourself it's just miscommunication. But Archangel Michael speaks with divine clarity now. What you've been calling confusion is actually revelation. What you thought was a misunderstanding is intentional. What feels like tension is spiritual betrayal. They saw your potential before you did. And instead of watering your future, they began to sabotage your roots. Someone has uncovered part of your truth, but only a fragment. A truth you trusted them with. A truth you exposed during a moment of openness and transparency. And now, like shadows pretending to be mirrors, they reflect only what makes them look innocent, while allowing you to bear the consequences. Your image is being managed by people who would rather see you damaged than delivered. And unless you make a move soon, they will twist your narrative into a weapon designed to lock you in emotional captivity. This is why your soul has felt heavy. This is why you've been drained after every interaction. This is why you can't seem to rest, even when you're alone. Because your spirit is being pulled between love and loyalty, discernment and denial. But no more. Archangel Michael says, you must confront the unseen with clarity. You must name the tension. You must walk away before the trap becomes your new identity. You were not made to be someone's pawn in a game of survival. You were created to lead, to rise, to illuminate the path for others. And they know that. That's why they've made you the target. They've seen your future, and it terrifies them. So they plant seeds of doubt. They create distance while blaming you. They provoke your emotions, and then call you unstable. But hear this. Your emotions are not the problem. Their intention is. Now is the moment of divine recognition. Archangel Michael commands you to open your eyes, not just your heart. To look at patterns, not just promises. To believe in what your spirit has been screaming while your mind has been trying to silence it. The betrayal has already begun in private, but your escape can begin in public. Your protection is here, and your power lies in acknowledging the unseen before it destroys what you've spent years building. Type "I will not be blindsided" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1111 is revealing hidden truths. This is not just emotional. This is not just mental. This is spiritual. What you're walking through right now may seem like conflict with people, disagreements with family, confusion with friends, but beneath all of it, beneath the noise, beneath the betrayal, there is something deeper at play. Archangel Michael says this isn't about who said what or who turned on you. This is about the war over your assignment. This is about spiritual resistance to your rising. This is about hell trying to keep heaven's promise from manifesting through your life. Archangel Michael whispers with sacred authority. The shadows are reacting to your light. The energy you carry, the peace you protect, the fire in your purpose, it's not going unnoticed. You think you've been under attack because of what you lack. But the truth is, the warfare has increased because of what you're about to unlock. This is not punishment. This is pressure before promise. This is the battlefield between comfort and calling. You are in the middle of a divine clash, and the enemy is using people you love as pawns to stall your movement. You must understand, they're not fighting you. They're fighting what's about to rise through you. And the reason the betrayal stings so deeply is because your loyalty was never fake. You gave freely. You loved hard. You sacrificed without needing applause. But you were sowing into people who were spiritually bankrupt. You were trying to repair souls that were assigned to drain yours. And now, heaven has stepped in. Archangel Michael stands before you, not just to protect, but to awaken. Because this war is not personal, it's prophetic. Heaven knows your heart. Heaven sees how you've prayed for them, interceded for them, believed for them. But what they've returned was not respect. It was manipulation. And if you're not careful, your purpose will become delayed because your compassion refuses to see the truth. Archangel Michael says, you must no longer confuse spiritual contracts with emotional comfort. Some of the people in your life were never sent to grow with you. They were only there to test if you would outgrow them. You are chosen. You are anointed. You are marked. And because of that divine identity, the enemy has tried to plant distractions in your path that wear the mask of love but carry the weapon of delay. These aren't just people. They're assignments meant to either refine you or derail you. But you have power. You have discernment. You have the authority to say, not this time. Not again. Not here. Not with me. Because the future you're carrying is too sacred to allow it to be poisoned by familiar spirits, dressed in friendship. This is your spiritual battle, not just for peace but for purpose. And Archangel Michael is fighting on your behalf. But he's also instructing you to step into spiritual maturity. You must now look at betrayal not as a breakdown, but as a divine breakout. This is the threshold where many turn back, choosing comfort over calling. But not you. You are not like the rest. You are not common. You are a carrier of something eternal. and the pressure you're facing is confirmation that something holy is coming through you. So stand tall. Let the tears fall if they must, but do not return to the trap just because it looks familiar. Do not romanticize the war zone just because you once called it home. You are being delivered, not because they were evil, but because their role in your story has expired. The spiritual expiration date has passed. It's time to move on. You are light in human form, and the darkest cannot comprehend it. That's why it's fighting you so hard. But it will not win. You are protected. You are elevated. You are chosen. Let them slander. Let them sabotage. Let them speak. They are noise. You are purpose. And purpose always wins. Type "I am divinely protected" in the comments if you receive this message. Lesson code 444 is activating divine feu. Archangel Michael says, the clock is no longer ticking slowly, it is racing. If you don't leave now, the loyalty you've so freely given will become the very snare they use to trap your spirit and delay your destiny. Something is already in motion. Something is being plotted, whispered, arranged. Behind the surface of smiles and silence, a confrontation is building. And it won't be loud. It won't be obvious. It will come softly at first, as a text, a call, a passive-aggressive comment, a subtle shift in tone, but its goal will be sharp, to pull you back into the place where your light is constantly questioned and your truth is always on trial. There's a setup forming, and the reason this warning is coming with divine urgency is because Archangel Michael sees what you don't. There is someone, or more than one, who has started gathering pieces of your past, fragments of your vulnerability, and even distorted versions of your actions to form a version of you that is easier to blame. You are being prepared as a scapegoat, not because of anything you've done wrong, but because they need a distraction from the chaos they created. And you, with your silence, your grace, your love, have been the perfect cover for their dysfunction. But now, they are turning on you. They will come under the guise of reconciliation. They will say they just want to talk. They will send a message that pretends to seek peace, but the motive is manipulation. Archangel Michael says, be careful. The message that seems like closure may actually be the beginning of new confusion. They will use emotionally charged words. They'll ask, why are you acting different? Or say they thought we were good. But what they're really doing is checking to see if their spell still works on you, if your heart still overrides your discernment. You must pay attention in the next 3 days. 3 days of spiritual testing. 3 days where things may feel uncertain, triggering, even isolating. But these 3 days will determine whether you walk into your divine next, or stay enslaved by their narrative. Archangel Michael warns, this is the storm before the separation. This is the test before the elevation. This is the disruption before the deliverance. Don't react with emotion. Don't try to prove your heart. Don't waste your energy defending what God is about to remove you from anyway. They may message you. They may show up and announce. They may reach out to your mutuals and spread twisted stories. It's not random. It's warfare. Because once they sense your spirit is detaching, they panic. They rely on your loyalty to keep them relevant. They rely on your empathy to keep the door open. And if you give them just one more opening, they will walk through it with smiling deceit and burn the foundation you've been trying to rebuild. They don't want resolution. They want control. And control doesn't always look like shouting. Sometimes it looks like a calm dune hiding chaos. Sometimes it looks like a carefully crafted narrative designed to make you question your instincts. But Archangel Michael has given you divine eyes to see through it now. You will not be caught off guard. You will not be blindsided. You will not be trapped by the same light twice. The illusion is breaking, and so is your attachment to it. Let this be your divine alert. The next interaction you have with them, whether in person, by phone, online, or even through a mutual friend, is a test. Will you step back into the same pattern because it's familiar, or will you step forward into the unknown because your soul deserves to breathe? You cannot heal in the place that hurt you. You cannot rise while clinging to the chains. And you cannot carry your crown while letting them treat you like a servant to their comfort. Your destiny is too valuable to be placed in the hands of someone who never honored it. Archangel Michael stands ready, sword drawn, guarding your exit. But you must walk. You must choose peace over performance. You must choose alignment over approval. You must choose purpose over pity. This is your moment. Don't miss it trying to fix what God is trying to free you from. Type "I choose freedom" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 999 is unlocking your spiritual escape route. Archangel Michael says, you are not called to fix this. You are called to flee it. The season of explaining yourself to people who have already decided how to misunderstand you is over. The season of overcompensating with kindness to earn bare minimum loyalty is over. The season of defending your spirit to people who benefit from your silence is over. You are not here to convince anyone of your heart. You are here to protect your peace and preserve your purpose. Heaven is releasing you from the burden of trying to be understood by those who never valued your voice in the first place. Let your silence speak now. Let your stillness roar louder than any confrontation. You are not weak for walking away. You are not disloyal for choosing yourself. You are not selfish for refusing to carry what was always theirs to heal. You have been strong for so long, fighting to keep connections alive that were only draining you dry. But no more. Archangel Michael says, now, your strength will be seen in your surrender. Surrendering the need to respond. Surrendering the need to correct. Surrendering the urge to meet dysfunction with explanation. Because this is no longer about them. This is about you. This is about your next chapter. This is about the sacred space your spirit needs to grow, and it cannot grow in a battlefield where you are constantly dodging emotional bullets from people who smile in your face, but war with your name in private. You need stillness now. You need clarity. And both come when you stop chasing closure and start claiming your healing. You will not want an argument. You will not want an exit monologue. The divine will speak for you. The truth will reveal itself in time. Your peace is the only answer they need. Archangel Michael urges you, stay grounded. Plant your feet in the truth. Anchor your heart in divine wisdom. You are protected, not because you're fighting back, but because you're choosing stillness. Heaven is already responding. You're not falling apart. You're being reassembled. You're not losing them. You're finding yourself. The void you feel is not absence. It's the echo of divine space being cleared for something higher. Trust it. Don't rush to fill it. Don't numb it with busyness. Don't answer calls that drain. Don't engage in conversations meant to reopen old wounds. You are not obligated to keep bleeding for people who refuse to stop cutting. Let your stillness be your resistance. Let your boundaries be your declaration. Let your non-response echo louder than their noise. Because every time you stay silent, heaven is speaking. Every time you walk away, heaven is building. Every time you resist the bait, heaven is preparing the breakthrough. You are not called to war with flesh and blood. You are called to ascend. and you cannot ascend while clinging to what keeps you emotionally arrested. Archangel Michael reminds you, you are not alone in this. The angels are guarding your exit. The Holy Spirit is guiding your steps. Divine protection surrounds your name. You don't need to fight to be seen. You've already been chosen. You don't need to shout to be heard. Heaven has already heard your prayers. You don't need revenge. You don't need an audience. You don't need closure from chaos. All you need to do now is leave with grace and let heaven do what only heaven can. So stay quiet. Stay steady. Stay rooted in truth. Let them gossip. Let them twist your story. Let them believe what they must. Because while they are talking, you're rising. While they are conspiring, you're evolving. And while they're watching, you're walking away with everything they thought they stole from you. Your dignity, your peace, your power. What they don't realize is that loyalty was never your weakness. It was your test. And now, you're passing with silence and sacred strength. Type "my stillness is my power" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1212 is protecting your exit and sealing your peace. Archangel Michael says, you are not leaving defeated. You are leaving delivered. And now, the shift begins. The tables that were once turned against you are beginning to tilt in your favor. The storm that once raged to break you is clearing to reveal your new horizon. What they thought was your end is becoming your emergence. What they meant for your destruction is becoming the fuel for your transformation. Because the pain didn't finish you, it forged you. The betrayal didn't silence you, it refined you. You are not who you were when you walked into that storm. You are different now. Stronger now. Sharper now. Chosen, and no longer chained. The you that tolerated disrespect for the sake of keeping peace, that you is gone. The you that stayed quiet just to keep others comfortable, that you is no longer available. You have evolved in the fire, and now you emerge with clarity in your voice, steel in your spine, and heaven in your gaze. They didn't expect you to wake up. They never planned for you to leave. They built their comfort on the assumption that you'd always be loyal, always be available, always put them first. But now you are choosing alignment over attachment. And Archangel Michael says, heaven is smiling upon you because you're finally choosing yourself. Let them be surprised by your silence. Let them be shaken by your absence. Let them wonder how you suddenly stopped responding to the drama. That's what happens when someone shifts from wounded to wise. That's what happens when someone moves from survival mode into their divine rhythm. Because now the energy they used to siphon from you is no longer accessible. Now the access they once misused is revoked. And as they begin to feel the void your loyalty once filled, they will realize they were never entitled to the version of you they treated so carelessly. You are stepping into a realm where only the aligned can follow. And Archangel Michael makes it clear, what is coming next is too holy for what tried to haunt you. You are not going to rise in silence. You are going to rise in sight. People will witness it. The ones who overlooked you will see you elevated. The ones who doubted you will see you delivered. The ones who tried to block you will have no choice but to watch doors open for you that no human hand can shut. Not out of revenge, but revelation. You are a walking testament now. Prove that pain cannot keep purpose bound. Evidence that delay is not denial. You are the prophecy they thought would die in silence. And yet, here you are, rising, glowing, unbothered, walking away from what once owned you emotionally. There's nothing louder than the sound of your peace after chaos. There's nothing more powerful than the shift in your spirit when you finally say, enough. No more. I choose me. Archangel Michael wants you to understand this truth with fire in your bones. You are the revelation, not the regret. You are not a victim of loyalty. You are a survivor of misuse. And you are about to thrive in ways that will make you forget you ever had to beg for peace in places that were never meant to house your heart. This is the beginning of your bold season. The one where you no longer walk in rooms wondering if you're too much. Now, you walk in knowing that your presence is divine, and whoever cannot honor it will simply have to miss it. Let the shift settle in your bones. Let the fire of this awakening burn away every last remnant of guilt, shame, or second-guessing. You did what you had to do to survive. But now you get to live. Not in fragments, but in fullness. Not in fear, but in freedom. And the future that once felt delayed is now accelerating toward you with divine momentum. They cannot curse what God has already crowned. They cannot block what heaven has already built. They cannot follow you into the next chapter unless they've been anointed to align with it. And most of them won't be. Because the next level requires something they never chose: accountability. So you rise. You walk. You rebuild. You return to yourself. And you never look back. Type "I am rising" in the comments if you receive this message. Lesson code 555 is unlocking accelerated transformation. Archangel Michael says, this was never meant to end in ruin. It was always meant to reveal who you are. And now, you are standing on the edge of divine transformation. The battle that wore you down was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to define you. The tears you cried in private were watering the soil for your public breakthrough. The betrayal that bruised your heart was heaven's way of breaking the illusion that they were ever for you. And now, what was hidden is being exposed. What was broken is being rebuilt. What was stolen is being restored. You're not just walking away from what harmed you. You're walking into what's been waiting for you. For every tear you shed, there's a harvest being prepared. For every why you whispered into the darkness, there is a revelation coming that will silence every doubt. Archangel Michael declares with power, divine favor is forming in your atmosphere. The heavens have witnessed the injustice. The angels have recorded your obedience. The time you spent misunderstood, overlooked, and misused is not in vain. It has positioned you to receive the kind of blessing that cannot be explained, only witnessed. There is a release coming, a spiritual release that will manifest in emotional freedom, mental clarity, and physical alignment. The fog that's been hanging over your decision-making is lifting. The weight that pressed down on your chest each time you were forced to pretend you were okay, it's dissolving. This is the moment you reclaim yourself. The version of you that got buried under loyalty, under survival, under the performance of peace, that version is resurrecting. Not wounded, not timid, but with authority, with truth, with fire in your veins and vision in your steps. And someone will come forward with the truth. Someone who saw what happened behind the scenes. Someone who heard the whispers, watched the slander, and stayed silent until now. They are coming not to rescue you, but to confirm what heaven already said. Your name will be cleared without your hands ever touching the battle. Because vindication is not your job, it is heaven's. You have stayed faithful. You have walked away with dignity. You have obeyed the call. And now the divine vindication begins. Archangel Michael speaks this prophecy over you. This is your final test before elevation. Everything you've endured up to this point has been designed to prepare you for the throne of influence, favor, and peace that is being carved with your name on it. The rooms you thought you lost access to, Heaven is now building better ones with walls that echo your name in reverence, not resentment. The relationships that rejected you, heaven is preparing connections that celebrate your spirit, not suffocate it. What you thought was subtraction was actually divine subtraction for protection. And what's coming now will make it all worth it. You will not enter this next season limping. You will not enter broken. You will walk in whole. Because this healing wasn't just about getting back to yourself. It was about discovering the version of you that never needed to beg for a seat at their table. You're building your own table now. One where love is mutual. One where respect is foundational. One where your presence is celebrated, not merely tolerated. One where your heart doesn't have to shrink in order to be accepted. This is your prophecy. The people who once pitied you will marvel at your rise. The ones who counted you out will witness your anointing. And the places where your name was spoken in slander will now echo in silence, because heaven has made its decision. You are approved. You are covered. You are next. The transformation has begun. This is your divine reversal. This is the shift you cried for. This is the open door that your heartbreak prepared you to walk through. And you will not walk through it alone. Archangel Michael walks with you. The angels of restoration go before you. And the fire of your faith is the key that unlocks what comes next. Type "the shift is mine" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 888 is releasing restoration, elevation, and divine justice over your life. Archangel Michael says, what you do next determines what unfolds next. This is the moment. A line in the sand. The divine threshold where you no longer hesitate, no longer stall, no longer silence your knowing. You've received the warning. You felt the stirring. You survived the shaking. Now comes the choosing. The realm of breakthrough opens only for those who respond, not just in belief, but in action. This is not the time to sit back and reflect. This is the time to stand up and reclaim. Not just your peace, not just your purpose, but your entire path. You have been invited by heaven to shift timelines. What felt like the end of something is the beginning of everything. And Archangel Michael makes it plain. If you respond in spirit, the divine will respond in force. This is your moment to align, activate, and anoint your future by declaring it out loud. Speak it. Type it. Seal it. Because every time you engage with a word, you anchor the truth deeper into your atmosphere. You shake the gates of confusion. You shatter the strongholds of manipulation. You shake the very structures that tried to keep you emotionally bound. Now is your time to affirm with boldness. I choose alignment over attachment. I choose freedom over familiarity. I choose my future over false loyalty. Don't just receive this word. Respond to it. Say it aloud. Type it into existence. Let heaven see your faith in motion. Let the angels gather around your voice print. Because your declaration is the signature on your spiritual contract. The moment you say yes to freedom, every closed door assigned to keep you bound must begin to fall. The chains break when you choose not to stay silent. The illusions collapse when you stop pretending they are real. You don't need anyone's permission to rise. You don't need their apology to begin healing. You don't need their acknowledgement to step into what's next. You only need one thing: your decision. Heaven is not asking you to climb the whole mountain today. It's asking you to take the first step. Away from manipulation. Away from distortion. Away from emotional dependency. And toward the power you forgot was yours. Archangel Michael reminds you, the moment you choose yourself, the heavens move to protect you. The moment you stop shrinking, your future starts expanding. So speak life over your own name. Declare that you are done negotiating with confusion. Declare that your peace is non-negotiable. Declare that what is aligned will stay, and what is assigned to your downfall will be removed, even if you once loved it. This is not cruelty. This is clarity. And clarity is the currency of divine elevation. The clearer you become, the faster you rise. The bolder you become, the stronger your anointing. The more you release, the more you receive. This is your moment. Don't let it pass in silence. Don't let it vanish in fear. Declare it now. Prophesy it into your environment. Say, I am not a prisoner to misplaced loyalty. I am not a victim of emotional manipulation. I am chosen, protected, guided, and rising. Let your fingers type what your spirit is shouting. Let your engagement be your spiritual activation. Because this time, your voice is the key. This time, your response shifts the atmosphere around you. This time, your clarity will not be delayed. Your next season is waiting on your yes. Type I choose my future in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1444 is releasing confirmation, direction, and divine movement over your next 14 days. And if this prophetic message has resonated deeply with you and you feel moved to support what we're building here, consider giving us super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your support helps us create more spiritually aligned content like this, powerful, timely, and heaven-sent. Every seed you plant helps us spread more truth, more light, and more divine clarity into the world. And we're grateful for your heart. Now hear this final word from Archangel Michael. You are not a victim. You are the revelation. You are not broken. You are the breaker of cycles. You are not forgotten. You are being announced. You are not who they tried to label. You are who heaven anointed. Walk boldly. Leave fully. Rise completely. Let them whisper. You rise.